So, is Endeavor constantly on fire? Or does he, extinguish his flame mustache sometimes?
I mean, when he was younger, the mustache and beard was different.
I mean, just like his whole undersuit seems to be on fire too. Wait, is Endeavor like 25% fire?
I mean, he seems to wreathe himself in fire, and I'm very curious if can do that on his own or if the suit helps with that. Speaking of which, it looks like he's got new gear on. Like those shoulder pads and the gauntlets on his arms, I think those are new. I don't think those were there before.
And I don't remember the quote unquote clear parts on his suit where you can see the fire breathing underneath.
No, that was there. That part I do remember.
Okay. Welcome to Boku no Hero Academia Review Season 4, Episode 24.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the gauntlets were there, I think, from what I'm seeing. The shoulder pads were totally not there before.
Ah,
And that's just with a cursory Google search.
okay.
Although it looks like, sorry, I'm cutting you off for a second. It looks like they changed up the pattern though of that fire that's on his like chest and stuff.
Okay, so maybe that's why I didn't recognize it all that
Yeah,
much.
that could very well be because it looks like it changed itself up with that new redesign.
Oh, okay. And there, on the Boku no Hero wiki, there is a pencil sketch of him in civilian form,
Mm-hmm.
and he does not have the flame beard and mustache.
Well, there is one if you wait for the endings part of the series, right? Like it's right there too, where it's different. Like it's not gone, but it's different.
I usually skip the credits.
Oh, I do too, but I remember the images unless I'm looking for something specifically.
Mm,
But I remember specifically that his like his facial hair and stuff is different.
okay, so he just sets part of his face on fire when he's in hero mode.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you were pretty much right when you said Hawks. Hawks was number
Yep.
two?
Yep. Seems I was correct. Hawks is a very interesting character. Uh, in that he doesn't seem to he's super aloof, and it's hard for me to tell for sure if that's just his actual attitude toward it, or if that's just like a front.
I think he's actually tougher when he needs to be, but you're right. He seems laid back when he's in more relaxed mode.
Which we have yet to see him actually get serious. Like he got slightly serious when he went to like protect the people when at the end. You know, when he was shielding them and Endeavor was telling them to go, he seemed like he was a bit more serious there, but it wasn't like we didn't see him in a fight serious, and I'm super curious to see what that's about.
And I know this is just a random complaint for me, but heroes with wings and tails and other body parts like that normal people don't have. How do they design clothing for them? Because his wings came out the back of his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, you didn't see that there were slots on the back of the coat for the wings.
I did, but they seemed smaller. It just seems like unless he can contort his wings like we can do for fingers as well with as much maneuverability.
I think he can because I mean, if you look at the like when a way a wing works, if you can fold that wing in, like when the wing is folded in, I think it would slot through there just fine.
I guess I'm not a wingologist.
It comes with being an artist when you need to like learn how to draw those things, I guess. Like you get a bit of anatomy and like how you do things, like it or not. whether you're good at it or not, you do learn a bit of anatomy when it comes to those things, because I've done like bird drawings and stuff.
Oh, cool.
Are they realistic? No, because I'm a cartoony styled artist. I'm shit when it comes to realism.
Just watch Bob Ross, and then you could paint X's and then turn them into mountains or whatever.
I was going to say X's for the eyes of my enemies.
Ooh. So Aries going to hang out with Lemillion from now on.
Yeah, I like how Eraserhead. I kept wanting to say Night Eye, and I'm like, I know that's wrong.
Night Eye's dead.
I know that's how I know it's wrong. I like how Eraserhead just kind of like casually pawns her off. It feels like, yeah, sorry to ask you about this. Can you take care of her? I'm like, oh man. Oh.
Aries adorable. I'm Lemillion. I'll take care of her.
And I got nothing else going on anyway.
She's like my little sister.
So yeah, we might be seeing a bit of her now and then if we get some drop-ins on it. We get to see Bunny Hero, who apparently everyone is freaking thirsty for.
Oh, and those cat club characters.
Oh yeah, they came back. That's right. That was the first half. They showed up and they're like, "Hey, we're getting back in business." It's like
I didn't really remember them until I looked at them on the wiki, and then I remembered them 50%.
Well, yeah, because they're also in civilian clothes, which we haven't seen. At least I don't think we've seen.
But just reading a little bit about them, I'm like, yeah, I kind of remember them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they played a decent part in season 2. So yeah, they came back. They're like, we're getting back in business. The one who had her quirk stolen is now going to be behind the computer desk, helping out from the sidelines.
I thought her hairstyle was adorable.
What, the green-haired one?
Yeah.
A little bit. She kind of reminded me of Froppy, the way her eyes were designed. The big googly eye looking ones. So we got that going on. We got to see a little bit of All for One, who's all like, I can totally give you your quirk back, but I gotta use mine. And nobody wants to trust his shit to do that.
Well, he's evil.
Well, no shit, and he's a fucking mastermind. Like, of course you're not gonna let him do it.
Do you think he'll play a part in the grand finale endgame of the manga?
Well, like, here's the thing, right? They mention it in here, too. They don't know what all of his quirks are. They don't know how many he's hiding. And for all we know, he could have something that can get him out of that heavy detention cell if he wanted to at this point.
So he could be just playing everybody, pretending to be quote-unquote weak?
Oh, he totally could be. And that line about them being like, we don't know how many quirks he's hidden, is a big fucking giveaway. The only thing I could think of that they might even get a chance to get them, let them be told what he's got, is like a blood test or something. And even then, I don't know how that works when it comes to his quirk. Like, I don't know if like it's changing the DNA when he transfers a quirk either into himself or to someone else. Like, obviously, I was gonna say obviously if it's a physical quirk like a wings or a tail, it would have to. But I don't know if he can transfer those. I think baked in quirks are stuck.
So going back to my initial question, do you think he'll play a part in the end game of the manga?
See, that's what I don't know. I don't know if he'll be a main end game antagonist or if it will be literally the setup of Deku inheriting All Might, and Shigaraki inheriting All for One.
Hmm.
Like that kind of mindset. Um, I don't know. I won't say that he might. I won't rule out that he could potentially play a part, but I don't know if he'd be the end game boss again or not.
Well, even playing a part of him giving Shigaraki All for One.
I'm not even sure if he could. It's hard to say. Can All for One give itself to another person?
That would be really interesting.
Like, because in a way, he could emulate what One for All does, right? Because One for All is like is able to pass itself down. What we know of One for All is that it's a merger. It's a quirk that stores strength, right? And it's a quirk that could pass down itself to another person. Um, those two quirks merge together inside of the original owner of that quirk to become One for All, and now it stores power as it's passed down.
Well, what if All for One has the ability to give away parts of itself, could it give away its main component?
See, that's what we don't know, and All for One doesn't give away parts of itself. It gives away. It takes other people's quirks and transfers those quirks to other people. I'm not sure if it is able to do so directly, like if you put one hand on one person and then one hand on another, and it's just like, all right, cool, you're getting this guy's quirk now, or if it needs to go through the owner of All for One, like let's say you're gonna say take this guy's firepower, right? Does the owner of All for One need to take that power, give it to himself first, and then is able to pass it on to another person? Or is there no middleman, and as long as he's touching both people, he can swap that quirk?
So, I may be forgetting this here, but that's how the Nomu's made?
The Nobles were all made using All for One to give them the quirks that they then have.
Okay,
At least that's
because
my understanding of it.
because the Nomus are also back.
Yes. From what I understand, the one that we saw in this one is a leftover.
Oh, so these aren't new Nomus.
No, All for One is the one that needs to be there to create them.
That's what
Like,
I'm thinking.
yeah, he needs to be there, from my understanding. They kind of at least that's the way that we're being led to believe. The only way to create them is with All for One's quirk. Um, but that doesn't mean he didn't have them stockpiled in different places.
Hmm.
And it seems like Dobby, our blue flame boy, with all his scarring, knows where at least one of those is. Whether or not the rest of the crew know, I have no idea. Or if it's just him. So yeah, I'm curious. The preview showed off a bit of its ability, including the fact that it can generate extra arms off of its back.
Yeah?
And those arms are extendy arms for some reason. It's got flight. So yeah, no, it's got flight. So he would have to be able to take physical quirks from people. Then the next question would be, can he replicate? Is there a quirk that he has that allows him to replicate quirks?
Hmm.
Because if so, that would explain how he's able to create so many different Nomu as well. Aside from just abducting shit tons of people.
Yeah.
Outside of abducting shit tons of people and collecting those quirks, and then pumping them into the Nomu, he'd have to have a quirk that allows him to replicate another quirk. You know, I just said fly, and I completely forgot that that prior to me seeing this episode, I had completely forgotten that Endeavor could fly.
Yeah, me too.
I forgot about that little gimmick. He has rocket boots with his fire. That's neat. But yeah, there's a lot that I have questions for when it comes to All for One. To kind of end off that thought, I love Hawks' design. if we want to jump back to him for a second. I love that design with like the visor glasses and the headset and the freaking like fur trimmed jacket. That looks so sweet. And the fact that we know that apparently he can control those feathers off of his wings.
Yeah, since he was having them do random things.
Like I understood shooting them. I didn't realize he could literally send them out and then have them levitate things.
And what about that embarrassment villain?
Yeah, I swear I've heard of that before somewhere. Or like the more embarrassed you get, the more powerful you are. Wasn't that something that was in One Punch Man or something?
Maybe?
I feel like that was a thing out of like One Punch Man or some other anime.
I forget. Crap.
But yeah, I found it funny that when Endeavor decided to like do something different, it freaks out the kid that thought he was cool. That was a good little touch. It's like, you're not being yourself, man. You're acting differently, and that's freaking him out.
You're being friendly!
Endeavor's only cool because he's so hard to look at.
Do you think Endeavor will become a little bit softer since he's number one? He needs to be the hero of the people, and he can't be the hero of the people if he's such a hard ass.
It depends. Like, what's the better option? Do you act like the invulnerable, unkillable hero who saves the day? Because Endeavor could totally pull that off.
Well, then again, Superman is...
Yeah, but Superman's an amalgamation of literally everything.
Good point.
And besides, Superman started out being the nice guy, same way that All Might did. Endeavor didn't have that start. He has a different thing and reputation behind him already.
He's more like Batman.
A bit, though Batman's way more secretive than he is.
And Batman isn't constantly on fire.
It's true. Like, look, you can't get close to Batman because the man disappears the minute you look away. All right? You can't get close to Endeavor because he's literally on fire.
Oh my god, just classic TAS Batman. Him just stepping in from the shadows, turning to react when Commissioner Gordon's back is turned.
Guess I'm talking to nobody here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's not much in the first section besides what we learn about Ares staying there, and everyone else learning. I am curious how this fight's going to pan out. I can't wait to see an actual fight with Endeavor because I don't think we ever actually like had a full fight with him. We got a little bit in the Stain arc where he saved Midoriya from getting abducted, but outside of that, we haven't really seen him in action on his own. Thinking about it, so I'm curious how he goes.
So will we cut off in the middle of this Endeavor centered arc, do you think?
I doubt it. I'm not saying that we won't cut back to the school, but I doubt it's going to be the main focus because this is episode 24?
Yep.
We only have one more episode, I think. So this needs to be like, this is going to at least take up the first half of the next episode, I'm going to say. And the latter half needs to set up the next season. Because right now, if I had to guess, what we're going to get is, at the very least, it's going to be Dobby and Endeavor on a crash course with each other. Like, that's going to be the setup.
Well, I just took a glance at the Boku no Hero wiki, and this is the start of the Pro Hero arc, which lasted 9 chapters in the manga, and that's all I'm really going to be looking at it.
So it sounds like we're going to be saying more focused on the pro heroes than the kids in the school this time.
As compared to the UA School Festival arc, which took 14 chapters and 5 episodes. So maybe this will be Endeavor themed for the next episode leading off and picking up with season 5, like the first 1-2 episodes, and then back to Deku and company.
Yeah, I'd definitely be leaning toward this being like the first half. Like maybe it'll be a short one, kind of like the way the school festival arc was for this season.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we'll get a short one with the pro heroes, which is what it seems like. I don't know if it'll be solely Endeavor focused. It might be Endeavor and Hawks together. Maybe we'll get a couple of other ones getting involved too, but we'll see. It seems like the next one is going to be tracking down where the hell the Nomu are, or at least one of the factories or
the next episode
areas.
Or
the start of the next season is my guess.
Actually, taking a slight peek ahead, they're going to have a training arc next.
Huh. Weird, because it's considered the pro hero arc.
But that only lasts 9 chapters in the manga.
That's why I'm saying it might only be a couple of episodes in the show.
Maybe. And then it seems like we're going back for a little bit more serious stuff after the training arc.
I'm curious what that's going to leave us with, honestly, like this training arc. Like, who's getting the upgrades this time? Because we kind of had like a mini one here for Midoriya.
Well, that will be next season, so no need to worry about that now.
Oh, I know. We'll probably be focusing more on it on the last episode of the season. But I am curious. Yeah, either way, I want to see how this Nomu fight pans out. I want to see if Hawks gets involved and gets in action with him, because that would be really cool. I want to see what Hawks is capable of.
Yeah, and we will see more of that next week on the season finale of Boku no Hero Academia.
Woo! Unless we're wrong, in which case we've got another episode after that.
I was pretty sure I heard it has 25 episodes.
I feel like that's the case, but there's always that like 2% chance that we're wrong. Sorry, I got that. I got that wrong. That 2% chance that we're actually right.
Wikipedia says 25 episodes.
Well, Wikipedia is favoring our 2% chance of being right.
Yay, Wikipedia! So, catch everybody next week. Later.
Goodbye.